Hey guys, you've reached the Lifestyle Business Owner Show with Aaron and Mayumi. So welcome.
Welcome.
Again, you can reach us or listen to us on this episode or any previous episodes. We put it on lboshow.com. That's lboshow.com. We also have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channel, The Lifestyle Business Owner. You can go there and check out all of our amazing people that we get to interview and talk to. Business owners like yourself or wannabe business owners can go on, tune in, and listen to what is all behind the scenes of business owners, right? So today we have a guest. His name is Jack Lamb. He owns Aslan Brewing, Aslan, A-S-L-A-N Brewing. It's in Bellingham, Washington. And gosh, we're so excited because what are we known for? We're known for a lot of things up here in the Pacific Northwest, but definitely beer is one of them, right?
Beer and coffee, right?
Beer and coffee. And so, Jack, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Now, Jack's got a bunch of kegs behind him.
Yeah. Much better scenery than what we have behind us.
Would you have beer in those, or is there wine? Or what?
Yeah. So these are spent wine barrels
Okay.
behind me. We got a whole room full of them here at the depot. This is our barrels and blending house. So we do a lot of stuff in stainless, but this is each one of these wine barrels are actually full of beer that age for about a year. So
It gives it a unique flavor, huh? When you start doing different things like that. Can you test out a lot? I mean, are you always developing new stuff, new flavors?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we make over 40 different beers a year. We release about a beer every other week is the average.
Wow.
So yeah, we're always innovating, always pushing the boundaries. But lately we've really been diving into the tradition of old German brewing. So, that IPA game we're known for is being complemented with some good German lagers these days. So
that's awesome. Okay. So beer is always a fun topic. So tell us how you got started in this beer experience and business that you have now.
Yeah. Well, it all started in Bellingham for me. This town loves beer, it loves business, and loves sustainable, low impact practices, whether it's a nonprofit for it or just a small local business doing it. Those things combined kind of really pointed to making a business. Also, the fact is, it's not easy to get a job here in Bellingham. And
about that.
Yeah, and it's beautiful up here. I mean, this is the quintessential Pacific Northwest experience.
Absolutely.
It's forests 5 minutes away. It's got 6 different bodies of water you can go into at any point, and the islands are really close. Canada's close, Seattle's close, and yet there's no traffic, and it's all good. So
it is good there.
It is the top 5 retirement places in the United States.
Absolutely, and it also has a very young base. When you graduate Western Washington, which is a pretty large college here.
You go there?
I did not. No, I was down in LA.
You're supplying all the kids a beer?
Yeah. I had to flee California to come up here. So,
sure.
But anyway, in order to stay in Bellingham, often you got to start your own business. So that's really how this all started. And Bellingham was thirsty. There's only 3 breweries when I was here, and it has the same model as Bend or Asheville, North Carolina. And those each have over 20, 30 different breweries in the same kind of demographic, same city size, same access to the outdoors. It was kind of this perfect equation that I saw. So we were established, the 4th brewery in Bellingham, and now there's over 13. So
wow. So you're the 4th one. And when was that you started it?
Yeah, we started it in Frank's parents' basement in 2012. We started home brewing. We upgraded to a little warehouse downtown Bellingham, and by warehouse I mean another garage. we developed a business plan. We connected with the local industry and the community. We did research and got an SBA loan, small business loan, signed a lease, bought equipment and went for it. So in 2014, we opened the doors to our brew pub, and we've been growing ever since.
Was it scary getting that SBA loan? Because a lot of people that are looking at, we're always telling people, try to, buy a business if you can. You started a business up, right? So
yeah,
a lot riskier to start something up because you don't have any history or anything. So how afraid were you when you got that SBA loan?
Yeah, sure. Well, I chose an industry that's pretty recession proof, right? Even in the darkest times, people find a way to buy a pint of beer.
Yep.
So, and at the same time, it's has so many outlets with wholesale, retail, you're a manufacturer. It's got, you can do catering and private events. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can generate money that if I ever knew I was going to be stuck, I knew that there's going to be additional outlets for us to do that. In addition to that, the stainless steel resale value is so high that, the lot of what it takes to start an operation like this, the banks really liked the fact that, yeah, absolutely. They had very easy collateral that they could just know that if I was screwing up, they could just take that and
take it.
Yeah, and get their money back.
Yeah.
So, those things combined made, and a damn good business plan. I mean, my business plan was 70 pages long.
Wow.
But was, a great, equation to get the right confidence to do it. But,
right.
There's never a moment of I felt comfortable. There's never a moment I was like, yes, now we can do this. I mean, every day you just kind of show up and you work another problem and you just take one step forward until it's going. So, it was tedious, but it was definitely manifest destiny. It was like, we are going to do this. It's a good plan. There's a lot of backups. There's a lot of safeties. And so long as you stay innovative, this industry will keep you afloat.
That's the trick. And I'll tell you, we went to your, I don't know if it's just one of your locations, but over there in Bellingham, it's beautiful. It's put together really nice. So you did a great job. So can I ask you, how long did it take to get profitable to a point where it's a sustainable profitability, not just, hey, I made $1,000,
Yeah.
I
can proudly say we've been in the black since day one. So we've been making money since the very day one. And at the same time, and this is going to be a whole nother conversation, but we're a triple bottom line business, which means we're making sure the people on the planet are taken care of before our profit is even considered. So, this is an additional step that I'm, giving away up to 15% of, my profit to the local community. And considering even that alone, we have been able to grow and double our operation year after year.
So cool.
That's awesome.
Yep. And added a second location last year. And now we are set to open our third in Fremont in Seattle.
Oh, wow.
This July. So
good for you guys. That's a great location.
And so Frank's your owner or your partner, I'm sorry.
Yep. Frank and I founded the company together. And now his brother, Bo, we're the three owners and we have all the stake in it. And, the owner operator model puts a lot of faith in your workforce. And I think that's one of our greatest strengths is, in our latest 2018 sustainability report, that was my most, the figure I was most proud about was employee retention. And the fact I have 15 or, something employees that have been around for years and years. And that's really important to us and really is what I think creates the experience that keeps people coming back.
I think so too.
I absolutely agree.
They all know what they're doing. They know about your beers. They can speak about them and
they can come in and see the same people, which is always great. I mean, we have a local bar that we like going to, and when the staff transitions, sometimes it's like getting to know a family member again, right?
Absolutely.
Like you're having, so it's like read and then they leave. And then you're like, oh, so it's really nice to, like we always visit the burrito place, right, in Bellingham. So we know every time we go there, it's the same person, and we can get the same kind of burritos, and it's just kind of like a memory that we can go revisit every time with the proper people. So,
and especially in a brew pub setting where hospitality is huge, you know. I mean, that brew pub itself has really been, you know, the anchor for our business. And we've been able to throw events, do fundraisers. I mean, you know, we make a beer every year for a nonprofit and at least one, and find ways to still, you know, generate money, but give back. And again, that has been the basis of our operations, and it's succeeded, you know. And to touch on what you're saying again, I mean, you know, the first few years I had to be drastically underpaid. So, I mean, when we talk about, you know, success and making profit, how long did it take to make you profit? I would say this year, which is our 5th year, is the year that I'm actually getting paid. Almost.
That's normal. You're on track.
You know, percentile.
It's about a 4 to 5 year, you know, deal.
Absolutely. But what I'm proud to say is that, you know, we've been able to offer that kind of support for our staff. I mean, we've really put our staff first. Part of being a B Corp actually is they, you know, they give you points on this assessment for, you know, the difference in pay from your top paid employee to your bottom paid, or even to your, you know, median paid. And we're all together in this. I mean, no one's getting paid double anybody.
You call it a B Corp?
Yeah. So we're a certified, we're a certified B Corp. It's a third party international certification. You know, we make certified organic beer, and that's pretty easy for people to understand. But the B Corp is basically the organic certification, but for your entire business. Oh, wow. So they dive into your governance, they dive into your effect on the community, on your workforce, on the environment. And then lastly, if you're doing good. I mean, so there are some awesome B Corps out there. In the brewing industry, New Belgium is a B Corp. Hopworks Urban Brewery in Portland is a B Corp, and you know, Patagonia is a B Corp, which I'm wearing right now, and those kind of companies.
Hashtag.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I love those guys.
I do too.
Yeah, I think they love beer too. So holler.
I'm sure they do.
Some more beer.
But that's interesting.
Yeah, I never knew that.
So then there's a point system. That's why you were saying that you are.
It's just always been, it's always
on.
It's always been a big deal to us to not create, to have everybody really meshed into the operations, which does expect our marketing manager to go do events and to go potentially deliver a keg, or I mean, or the sales guy to go help with a marketing event. I mean, we're all in this together, and if we can all just live above the living wage, that's kind of this, you know, greater group mentality that we have at Aslan, that again is what I consider an absolute success.
That's awesome. So what was your background for this?
I was born and raised in Seattle, and definitely thought I was going to spend my whole life in Seattle. I was the biggest Seattle fan ever growing up, still am, but I went to you know, my dad was an international business consultant. My mom was a CPA.
Wow.
Wow.
Our dinner table conversation was pretty dry. But they taught me a lot, and they taught me how to work hard. And I went to college and studied economics and psychology down at Claremont McKenna College in LA. And I got the hell out of California and came back to the beautiful Pacific Northwest. And I lasted 6 days in Seattle before, I mean, those 4 years I was gone, Seattle changed and became Crane City, and it's a different beast. And again, I do love it still dearly. But I moved to Bellingham, actually to follow my now wife, which is
sweet.
Great choice.
Nice.
Yep, I won that one. But when I was up here, you know, I was an educated college graduate, and I could not get a good job. I mean, I was applying, there's literally 1 or 2 jobs available, one for a Bible software company. And I'm sorry, I'm not religious. So I wasn't dive into that. And that was the only job that was paying over 40K. And that is, it was really hard to take that, people in the service industry are making up to 50K a year or more, tips and all that. So it really became, you're in Bellingham, you love beer, everybody around you loves beer, and you have to create a business to make your educated, smart friends stay. And,
that's awesome.
And that's kind of the background.
That's awesome.
That is totally cool. Can I ask how old you are right now?
I just turned 30.
30.
Wow, you're
getting
so
old.
whippersnapper.
I knew you're getting old. I see some gray hair in that beard.
I know. Yeah, it's happening, man. It happened quick. Yeah, I mean, I started Aslan when I was 23, and
wow,
here we are now.
That's really cool,
that's
man.
great.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
23 years old. That's a
23
lot to learn for a
years,
23-year-old. That's a college education started right there.
Yeah,
that's your master's degree right there.
That's your master's degree.
Absolutely. Well, I often bite my tongue for this, but I'm not big into MBA programs. I watch people go in it, and I don't see what they're getting out of it. And I genuinely believe that I learned so much just by creating an LLC. And suddenly you start getting all this mail, and you're like, oh, what's LNI? Oh, what's the employee security department? Oh, how do you do taxes? What's the Department of Revenue and the health department? And, and everything just starts coming to you. And I think that almost, I've done a lot of recommendations for people trying to start businesses. And I'm like, stop doing research, just create an LLC, and, it's $60 and start just establishing yourself, get a website, and you're going to start realizing that, frankly, we were raised to lead or to follow. And that's kind of the basis of running a business.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great.
And it's good advice.
It is.
You tell people, like, quit doing research, right? Like,
quit getting ready to get ready. Everyone's getting ready to get ready.
At some point, you got to just jump in.
And especially when you're 23 years old. What do you got to lose, really?
Yeah.
You lose your ass.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, unless you use your parents' house as collateral on that SBA loan.
I did not. I used my life. I had to sign life insurance.
Ain't nothing.
My life away. Yeah.
Just your life.
Frank,
and what was Frank's background? Just briefly,
So this is the best part is, his family is in construction. Okay. His dad is a master carpenter, and I'm not talking just general contracting. These guys are artists, and are very smart. So Frank was actually in construction management, and his father, again, is kind of we'll probably get into him later, but we wouldn't be here without his dad being on the ground floor, teaching us how to use a nail gun, how to screed concrete. I mean, we saved hundreds of thousands of dollars by using our own sweat equity to build. I mean, everything you see.
And that's what it takes,
Yeah. So he was a construction worker. Okay. A manager. Yeah. But he had a passion for home brewing, and this whole thing started with us drinking around a table at the Green Frog in downtown Bellingham, and being like, oh, what do you want to do? And what's our dream here? And I was like, I really want to start a business. It's got to be some kind of crafts, like something that people want to buy, gets them excited, makes them smile, those kind of things. Like, and I want to create a team and multi, dimensional business. And then I went to Frank, and he's like, I want to brew beer. And I was like, you want to start a brewery? And all right, let's meet tomorrow. And so, he had the passion and the competitive, but let's be real that, those kind of fine skills only take you so far when you need to build the place. You need to fix your equipment. You need to have these other skills that, I don't think are lost on anyone, and has turned Frank into one of the most valuable brewers out there, simply because he knows plumbing, he knows construction, he knows how to do all this stuff. And, you know, in manufacturing, you need to be able to do that kind of stuff. So, you know, when it came down to it, I said, Frank, you learn how to brew the best beer in the world. You learn how to run a brewery, and I'll take care of everything else.
That's awesome.
And I mean, that ends up being a lot. Yeah. And it lets the artist be the artist, really, you know, and I, you know, built an administration team. I, you know, built a front house team. We gathered a couple key players, to help us with the food side, with the hospitality side, with the sales side. And, you know, that's what it took to build the base. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you have your brew houses, and then how do you send your batch or your beers, like just in local, like in Washington, or do you send them off to other countries? Because I know that you have that B Corp, which you're thinking big picture, right? To be able to export to,
you know, B Corps can be small, just to clarify. I mean, they can be, and actually it might be harder to be a B Corp that goes international because your footprint becomes so big.
Yeah.
And you may not pass the assessment anymore if you're having to use such, you know, emit like house gases,
preservatives, or things that are going to make it prolong the life of the brew. Yeah.
You nailed it. So, yes, we distribute locally in Bellingham ourselves, but we have an awesome network of distributors that distribute our beer from Vancouver, BC, actually all of British Columbia, all the way down to Portland right now.
Great.
So we're just in the North, Oregon, you know, South, you know, Southwest Canada, and all of Washington. So
that's great.
But, you know, that's all we need to do.
Yeah.
I have no plans of getting any bigger than that. And, you know, the breweries that are planning on getting bigger than that are showing a lot of struggles. And, you know, because people want beer made in their region, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I hate, like, when I travel and I can't have my beer, you know.
Yeah, sure.
I just love your beer.
Yeah.
Like, like, so that's pretty funny. So, we actually sold a brewery. We're brokers, you know, we sell businesses also.
Yep,
and we sold a brewery in Snohomish about a year or 2 years and a half ago. So if you ever want to sell your brewery.
Right. Okay. I'll know who to go to.
So 2 more questions for you. One, what is your favorite beer that you guys make?
Yeah. I would say right now my favorite beer is our Helles. It's traditional German style. It is a little less bitter and hoppy than a Pilsner. And it's just so easy to drink. So this is,
I know, right?
I know. Well, it's beer done right. So you know how drinkable Rainier and Bud Light is, and you can't take that away from them, but it's not traditional beer, and you can still make a beer that drinkable, that approachable by everybody, and yet it can be so fine, made with organic ingredients, and really be true to style. So that's my favorite beer right now, but you ask me in a week and it'll change.
Yeah. Might be something else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Awesome. So the last question, what do you see happening in the next 5 years for your guys' company? You got two locations, you're doing some distribution. What are you going to do?
We'll just keep getting better. You know, we're not going to make more beer. The amount of volume that we have made last year, we'll make, you know, maybe 5% more this next year. But that's going to be really the perfect size, you know, about 8,000 barrels a year.
It's more about fine tuning the business for the
Absolutely. Next well, I mean, if I could take away all that beer from the distributors, sorry, distributors, if you're listening right now, and find a way to directly distribute and to ensure quality is had, to keep it cold the whole time. Always keep your beer cold, everybody. Okay. You know, and obviously get the 5 times margin of being able to distribute it yourself. That I think is going to be the way that we grow. Obviously our barrel,
like not bigger.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, 8,000 barrels, if done all yourself, boy, I mean, that's going to, that's
plenty of work. Oh, looks like we lost Jack connection here. So we'll just wrap it up. Thank you, Jack, for being on the show. That was awesome.
Oh, he's like, yeah. Well, let me tell you how you guys can get a hold of his website and his yummy beer. It's aslanbrewery.com, ASLAN brewery.com. And it's Jack Lamb out of Bellingham, Washington. And you can find his beer locally from Vancouver, all of Canada, all the way down to Portland. So you guys, Jack, thank you for being on our show. And you're disconnected, but we'll keep in contact with you. And stay tuned for the next segment.